Ready? All right. Call to order the Prairie Hill Community Consolidated School District 133 regular board meeting. Willow Rock Middle School, Winnebago County. Today is October 29th, 2025, and it is 5:32 p.m. Yes, here.
Yes. Mrs. Eichscheid. Mrs. Anderson.
Here.
Mr. Schuckman.
Here.
Mrs. Finnegan.
Here.
Here.
Mr. Lewis.
Here.
All right, if we could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Graders. Where?
Way to sit in the back row, kids.
I almost said something and I was like, I don't know what's happening. The table. Okay. All right. Reception of communications and audience of visitors. Anybody here to speak? Nothing. All right. Consent agenda. Does anyone have any questions regarding the items on the agenda? I'll get a motion to approve the September regular meeting minutes, September committee meeting minutes, October bills totaling $335,761.57, October payroll totaling $516,319.30, the October treasurer's report, and the student activity funds.
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Finnegan.
Yes.
Mr. Keller.
Abstain.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
Mrs. Wallenbacher.
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Schuckman.
Yes.
All right. Administrators. Paper, rock, scissors. Who's going first? Did I? The papers. I don't.
Rock, paper,
I never know.
Says it that way.
So that I know the last
Like the European version or something.
Like, did this Kimberly? Oh,
I don't.
It's me, 91, I guess.
Okay.
That's better. All right, good to see all of you. It's been like 5 weeks. Stretch, yes. Jogathon was like a month ago, but that was coming up from the last board meeting. It was a great event. I wanted to thank Mrs. Sockness and PSA for putting that on. I did go to the PSA meeting last month. They were still calculating, so I don't know the total days yet. But we'll see how I make that. October was the month of drills. So we completed our second fire drill with the fire department. They were impressed with how fast that went. We did also on Thursday of last week complete our lockdown secure drill with the sheriff's department. They were really impressed at how quick, as soon as lockdown was set over the loudspeaker, how there was nobody in the hallway, like almost instantaneously. So they were really happy about that. This was the first time that all teachers in the buildings were able to utilize the red buttons. So I don't know if Clint, I mentioned it to our new board members, but last year, Clinton and Jimmy installed these red emergency lock buttons. So all teachers have to do is shut the door and hit these red buttons. There's no key, there's nothing. So this was the first time everybody in the building tried a red button in the moment. There was a couple of them that did kind of catch incorrectly. So I just wanted to shout out Mr. Jimmy and Brett. They had them fixed by lunchtime that day. So very happy with how those worked out. We have only 2 more drills left to do this year. One more unannounced fire drill. It's not this. I'll make sure to do the fire drill on Friday during Halloween. Yeah, no. But we have one more unannounced fire drill, and then we do have a shelter-in-place tornado drill. I generally like to do that in March because that's Tornado Awareness Month. That's up there. The pre-K playground update. A little bit more information for you here. The number that I gave you was not the 50% off number. So right now it's around 35,000. We're still working better. It is better, but that's also pre-installation. I did go to the PSA meeting. They're laughing at it.
on the board is the free installation part. that got
It was good.
Yeah. So there was some appetite from the PSA about if we could like set up almost like a side account so that people could donate into. I've actually had a business approach me because they were at the meeting that they would like to donate to like some sort of account. So it's kind of talking to Clint is maybe this year what we do is we kind of set up some sort of account where people can donate to, and maybe we'll do a little bit of fundraising and reach out to some businesses. I didn't know if the district would like to kick in any of that cost or not. But I do think based on what one of the businesses said and what PSA is, that it wouldn't be a total cost to the district or anything. I just something to kind of mull over with a goal of construction in the summer. So kind of where we're at. So,
Do you have a list of what's included in that number?
do.
Like, this isn't just a couple of like plastic playhouses and an
I
old
have-
tire?
I have read.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
do believe they might be were they in, work back in? No, they're in the pack. We can certainly put them in. They're,
Okay.
it's pretty awesome. It's a miniature, more miniature version of what we have. So it's really good quality equipment. And it's the same company we used out there. But it's just kind of a start. I don't know where donations might go or things like that, but
I would recommend when you set up an account, make sure it's under the PSA umbrella and not the schools, because PSA is a 501c3 not-for-profit. People donate to it and it's a tax write-off, but not.
that is what they were asking for is like, I think if I had something where they could donate to, so they could do the tax write-off,
Mhm.
I think we probably would get some.
I mean, they really just need to donate to PSA, and then it'll be a restricted donation, and then it's earmarked in a separate account, like a GL account, not a bank account. So there's really nothing new that they need.
But working with them on that, they were even thinking about helping advertise to at their events, like if something specific, like a QR code of, hey, if you want to donate to the pre-K playground, go to this, and donate to that as an earmarked thing. It was just some of their ideas. Kicking the wheel, kicking it. Tomorrow's a big day for Jackie and I. The Illinois report card is being released at 9 a.m. tomorrow. We do have they did kind of give us the heads up of what's going on. The leadership team at Prairie Hill is going to look at some of those metrics and kind of see how we went from year to year and see if there's any specific thing we want to target coming year. I want to do a special shout out to Mrs. Wright and Mr. Sizik. As you know, we have been operating without special ed teacher in fourth grade. We've been trying to find candidates. So I'm thanking Mr. Sizik and Mrs. Wright. They went to the ISU job fair on behalf of Prairie Hill last week. They didn't find any graduating special education teachers, but there were, and I'm sure he might elaborate a little bit more, but there were some good potential future candidates. Excited for them. We're looking forward to starting our enrichment groups with Mrs. Smith, obviously pending board approval tonight. The teams have already begun to look at all the metrics for enrichment groups for each grade level. Pick a time conferences are going to open up tomorrow for both buildings. So please look out for the email from Mrs. Passmore and Mrs. Kershka. And just as a reminder, if you didn't know, we are ending the week with Halloween this year. The kids are not excited at all. They're totally chill about it. No, it's going to be fun. We're going to have the Facebook Live school parade starting at about 1:30-ish on Friday. And just as a reminder, no blood or wet costume weapons. That's good. Thank you all. Any questions?
That used to be an in-person parade in the gym, and then COVID hit and they put it on Facebook.
Pretty efficient. Like, pretty efficient.
I mean, I don't care. I don't have kids there, but it was really fun to go there when they were little.
All right.
Mrs. Duffy?
All right, for the month of October, we had our first free food day of the year, which was on October 3rd. The theme there was responsibility, so I think I mentioned last month that we had Mr. Ryan coming back to help out with the station. I think Mr. Keller even came and participated in one of the stations, or did you just happen to meet them over there?
Yeah. I helped with the elementary one. I didn't make it to the Willowbrook one.
I see in the field, did you bring a lunch that day? I swear you were walking out, but maybe that was.
I just brought,
We're around in the woods a lot.
I brought some supplies to school. That was all.
So. So Mr. Rice came and then
every student in the building was able to kind of give them some history and some site notes to understand where kids should go in the case of emergency. So when we do run our evacuation drill, which will be within the next week or two, they can envision where they're supposed to go for our reunification site because it is on the Dustin property, which is through the woods. And there's a couple different ways or outlets they can use to get there. So he spent his time taking kids out, which happened to be a beautiful fall day as well. I think like 90 some degrees that day or something. So the kids got some exercise. They also got to see where to go for important things that they would need to in the evacuation. We also had Chad Doherty come from the high school, and he talked to just our 7th and 8th graders about responsibilities they would need in their coming years at Hananiga. So definitely something I noticed that our 8th graders were fully tuned into when he was talking, which makes sense. We're about to go to that part. Our 7th graders, I think there were some who were interested and some who it's not real enough for them right now, but it was still kind of good insight to say like, hey, this is something that we are expecting of you. So start practicing here and get this habit so you're not like shell shocked. We finished that day with our color run. So that was a largely successful event. The GFA did a great job kind of planning and preparing that. To be transparent, it's always a really hard thing to raise money in the middle school. Those students just aren't as keen on it. They're not as willing. But this year we kind of upped the ante and offered for probably 10 of us, I think, 10 of us who offered to get slimed at the end if they raised $60 or more. So that was a big, I noticed more money came in prior to the event, and then they sold color packets during the event. So students could go pay $5 for 2 packets to like go and thread their friends, which is also another big seller. So I would anticipate we're going to raise more money than last year, but we don't have this price yet. So we're not like, but it was a really fun event. A thank you to our fall sport coaches, as we did just wrap up our volleyball and basketball season. So Sarah Betty and Tiger. What did I say? Basketball. It's starting. So soccer and volleyball, sorry. So volleyball coaches are Sarah Betty and Danielle Stashek. They ended up, varsity finished first both in their conference for volleyball and also in the tournament for volleyball. JV volleyball finished first in conference, but 4th at the tournament. And then for soccer, heard through a couple of people, including Matt Kaufman, principal at Rossville Middle, but there was a little bit of a ref debacle in the varsity tournament game that ended up having Willowbrook get knocked out pretty quickly. But from what I understand, it was a missed call, but we rolled with it and we did what we did. So apparently there was a ball that picked. Were you there, Cody?
I heard about it.
I'm sure you did. So
That's big news.
goalie saved it, like it didn't go past, but I think the ref called that it had passed the line of the goal, but it didn't really pass the line of the goal, but the ref also got itself, so like, you know, you're back. But anyway, so it not will work out basically. So, you know, anything about it, like 7th and 8th grade soccer players, they're pretty astute in that game. So it was not an easy loss for them to take. But a lot of them are 7th graders, so they'll be back next year. And I'm sure that so they ended up finishing, I would say, overall, and I think JV finished 7th or something. Yeah, so still a great job by all of those kids. And Kim, basketball season is now underway for the boys. They started practice, so that is happening. Yes, it's Friday is Halloween, but we had our big Halloween dance and batch last Friday, so kids could also go out and trick or treat and do their own thing. Very highly attended event from what I understand. Student council put it on and did collect a great deal of money that they're looking to donate for cause. We did our second fire drill actually just yesterday, so we had it's kind of interesting because the South Floyd Fire Department is like way. Like there really just isn't people in the building anymore, but that's who got called for us. So we called, Chris called the city and they put it out to anybody in the area, and so we did end up having a gentleman come up to the fire department yesterday. Well, having a full time for everything, but he helped kind of check some things. Fire hydrants are boxed outside in case they ever had to get in, and luckily it was good weather for them smoothly. As Craig also mentioned, we had we have conferences opening tomorrow, so it'll be November 13th and 20th. As you know, we always have to talk about the farm and the animal and the plant. So Mr. Elstrom, who's one of our teachers here, he actually put in for a grant and received the grant for a greenhouse. So what will happen is right back here are dumpsters, like behind this wall, on the other side of a brick wall, they're gonna put an 8x10 cement pad and build a greenhouse there that will be made out of cedar. So he said it'll be a great boosting to grow from seed each spring. So the net slabs will go down first, and then we'll purchase a greenhouse to have up and running before spring. So the sturdy structure made of cedar wood design. That'll be an exciting addition. We can really do love that stuff. And then just a quick shout out, I'll end with, we had our ILMPA district auditions for both fire and beyond. We had a number of students who made it for one of those two things. So mixed fire kiddos, we had Aubrey Anderson, Lily Armstrong, Nelson, Kendall Foster, Arian Worley, Lorelai Gilbertson, Ellie DeHaze, Ruth Toll, and Jonathan Toll. Also for mixed fire, we had Wendy Copeland, Allison Lamont, Debbie Schumann, and then Ellie Bowie. And then for concert band, we had Element. Yeah, so a number of. Okay.
Just a few things. I'll touch on the ISU career fair that Craig talked about. So you're right, and I went down there on Tuesday, and that was one of their smaller ones, I guess. There's a big one that comes up in February, obviously, with special education teachers, and we have some leaves that are coming up as well. Didn't really have a lot of, we had a lot of foot traffic, but didn't have a lot for us in that capacity as far as special education is concerned. But we did have a couple potential teachers for next year. We have retirement coming up this year, so had her reach out to Craig already, and she has. So that could be a good possibility. And then in the spring, February, I believe, is when they're going to do it. That's the bigger one, and we'll likely go back to that one. Just a lot of people are graduating in May. So I think they said they had about 150 different school districts at this last one, and the next one's like 250. So the kids know that it's a bigger one too, and they're graduating. So we'll likely go back to that, and got some good tips and pointers on what to bring and stuff too for the first time. So that'll be a cool experience.
Candy,
Yeah. Oh yeah. We had
candy and gadget,
We had candy. We had some things.
stress balls.
Yeah. We had a banner. Yeah. So we got some things going.
I mentioned my niece is graduating in the spring, from Carroll with a degree in special ed. And she's doing her student teaching, I guess they already call it, in Rockton.
Okay.
Are you looking for somebody with experience or does it matter? Okay, because she wants to stay in the area, so. All right, so mail it to you or you? You? Okay.
So that was a good experience. Learned a lot there and really nice networking opportunities. So things that we haven't really done before, things that we have tapped into and embraced. A couple of things from the Cal that I just wanted to reiterate. So we had Bob Lewis come for PMA. He discussed our upcoming bond that's dropping off after next year. And he'll talk a little bit more about that in the spring at one of our Cals, and then also the 1% sales tax possibility for the Winnebago County. So he discussed that. We'll talk a little bit more about that at the November board meeting. Starting to work on the tax levy, and that'll be presented at the December meeting. And then just a heads up from our insurance provider Gallagher, numbers came back a little bit higher than last year, but our rep is working to get those down, and she already has. And so Lisa Schultz and I are meeting with her either next week or the week after to kind of go over some numbers and some possible different proposals. So for health insurance purposes. And then outside of that, we've got some news coming within the next couple of days, Illinois report card, US News and World Reports, so we'll share those out when we have all those results ready and finalized. And if you hear screams, it's the haunted house out there, just for those of you who don't know. Forgot to say that.
Waiting to see what we got.
I know,
Like,
I've heard a couple, but yeah.
All right. Committee reports. Building and finance, I was not at the cow a few weeks ago, so anything from that committee that we need to talk about, refresh? In specific, okay. Education and transportation,
No, we had talked about the enrichment stuff, so I see that's on the closed session.
all right, policy,
So it says first reading here, but I think section 5 is what we were looking to review next month at the CAP.
I did do an initial review. just so you know.
I just checked IASB or press again. Apparently they don't have an October press yet, so
Yeah, that's what we were planning.
we'll see.
Till Friday. We're good.
Yeah, that's it on policy.
so no actual first reading.
No.
Yeah, it's good. Should be review.
Okay, I got it.
I'll
You're good. I just wanted to make sure I understood you right. All right, FOIA request. Alien data.
Yep, they just wanted copies of our property and casualty insurance policies. And then, some guy named Steve Boss wanted our contact information of our staff and the secretaries.
All right.
Is that a real person or is that like one of those weird fake ones?
I think he's a real
I think
person.
it's a real.
He actually like communicated with me, so.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanted to share that with everyone quick?
Sure.
It applies to what we said.
We've talked at a couple meetings before that, our AI submitted FOIA requests, you still have to do everything that you would do for a legitimate person. There is new legislation that passed both houses of Illinois Congress and was just waiting for the governor's signature, and that was like a week ago or so, that we can verify that they're actually interacting, kind of like Nikki was mentioning, and that if it's AI generated, you don't have to do the whole song and dance for that. And what was the other part?
I think they have like 20 days to respond or
Yeah.
something, and then we don't have to fill it.
Yeah, and you don't have to open attachments anymore on FOIA requests, which is a big
Oh,
cybersecurity issue.
wow.
Yeah.
We got one last year that was 50 pages. 40 pages. It's rough.
They wanted to know every conversation that discussed in it.
Yeah.
From like Africa.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
We're not talking
We're
about
not
you too
talking
much.
about you.
Yeah, that was. Okay.
You responded.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before we go to closed session? I'll entertain a motion to enter closed session to discuss appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees. 2C1, other matters relating to individual students. 2C10, 2C10, right? Okay, and then, lawfully closed meeting minutes 2C21.
So moved. Second?
Ms. Wambacher,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Keller,
Yes.
Mrs. Finnegan,
Yes.
Mr. Shepherd.